Welcome everybody, my name is Ron, and today I'd like to take a quick look at using the Scalr service catalog as a cloud broker. So we're going to go through the provisioning process and take a look at the choices we can give our users. Right now I'm logged in as Mark, the administrator, so I have access to all environments in this account. And I can also set some policies and build the service catalog offerings my users are going to be consuming. There are several ways to provision resources with Scalr depending on what makes the user more productive. Today, we're only going to take a look at the service catalog, which can be used to give users a simple and clean provisioning experience. So the environment we're going to be working on is this one, the sandbox environment. You can see that this environment currently manages AWS, Google Cloud, and vSphere. And we also have some policies that govern the usage of these platforms. So, for example, the AWS policy that is enforced on this environment says we can only use certain VPCs, subnets, instance types, and regions. And we also have our access policies that dictate what users can see and do once they've logged into these environments. So for example, if I log in to the sandbox environment as the admin, I can see all the different apps that people have been provisioning here, and I can monitor and make changes. When I'll log in as the end user, I'll only be able to see my own apps and the service catalog I have access to. So let's do that now. So I'm going to log out as Mark the admin and log back in as Dave the user. Now that I'm logged in as Dave, you can see that I'm in the same sandbox environment, but I only have access to this environment and the development environment. I also have fewer options on the menu here, and I can only see my own applications. So in the service catalog, let's select this Bluefish Ubuntu 16. I have some information here on the right about the pricing for each cloud platform this item is available on. You can also add more info here and make it more relevant for your use case and users. Let's go ahead and request, and you can see that some of the options here are red. This means that some input is required. The input you choose to require from users is really up to you. You can make this one-click provisioning, or you can ask for some additional details. So I'm going to call this Dave Test App 1 associated with a project. And here it's asking me for the platform this is going to go on. You can also see the policies we talked about before. So for example, if this goes on AWS, I have to use the US East 1 region, the M3 medium instance type, and this VPC and subnet. So let's go ahead and create this application. So I'm going to hit create and launch. And then let's go back and do this again, but with another platform. So while our AWS app is spinning up, you can see some details about it here, the project budget, hourly cost, and once it's up, we'll be able to see the lifetime cost as well. So let's go back to the service catalog and request the same app again. This time we'll call it Dave Test App 2. Let's choose vSphere this time, and you can see that the settings change to match my choice, but I do have a bunch of policies here in place for vSphere, so there isn't much complexity. So we're ready to hit create and launch, and there we go. 2 apps provisioned on 2 different platforms using the same service catalog offering. Remember that this process is highly customizable, so these offerings can be anything from a single server to a multi-tiered app complete with cloud services and auto-scaling rules. If you want to learn more about what you can do with the Scalr Cloud Management Platform, please visit the resources page on Scalr.com.